Hello and welcome to Diabetes Connections in the News. I'm Stacey Sims, and these are the top diabetes stories and headlines of the past 7 days. If you're new, we go live on social media first, and then all sources linked up at diabetes-connections.com when this airs as a podcast. Are you looking to get organized? Check out my new guide with top tips to clear your diabetes clutter, everything from how to start to where to donate and how to keep it from taking over your house. Head over to the homepage and get organized. We've had a lot of news in the last few months about stem cells and type 1, but transplantation still means rejection without immunosuppressive drugs. Researchers at Northwestern University say they may have a way around these problems. They're using Nano Carriers to generate a new form of immune suppression that can target specific cells related to the transplant without suppressing wider immune responses. This paper was published in the journal Nature Nanotechnology. One of the researchers, Jacqueline Burke, was diagnosed with type 1 at age 9. She's one of the study authors, and she says she hopes it has a major impact on the future of diabetes research. Possible new link between lung function and the onset of diabetes. This is a big study out of South Korea. Almost 20,000 healthy adults followed over almost 4 years. At the beginning of the study, none of them had diabetes. After adjusting for other factors, the team found that the group with the best lung function had a lower risk of developing diabetes. This is type 2. More study is needed, but these researchers think that managing lung health, which isn't really ever looked at as a risk factor, could help prevent diabetes. Big study of people with type 1 from 22 different countries showing that most don't have an A1C under 7.5. As you would imagine, that varies widely by country and by age. This was info from more than 500,000 people gathered over 4 years. Highest A1Cs were generally in people aged 15 to 24. There's a lot of information here. I will link it up, but the researchers don't seem to try to delve into what's going on, why this is the case, or how things could get better. It is not a surprise that hotter weather could mean more health issues for some, but a new study from Brazil is closely watching heat and diabetes. Every 5 degrees Celsius increase in daily temperature correlated with a 6% increase in hospitalizations due to diabetes. This was between 2000 and 2015. The oldest patients were at an increased risk for diabetes-related hospitalization when exposed to heat. The study authors say it is the first nationwide study to look at this issue. Medtronic is still in a bit of hot water with the U.S. FDA. Medtronic took more than 3 years to replicate and start recalling insulin pumps with defective retainer rings after first becoming aware of the problem. This, according to an FDA warning letter sent to the company in December and recently made public. The company also failed to investigate more than 800 complaints about defective updated retainer rings and failed to promptly notify the FDA within 30 days after discovering that issues with the device could lead to serious injury or death. Medtronic says, quote, "We take these issues very seriously and hold ourselves to the highest standards of quality and patient safety." Medical write-up of what might be the oldest person to be newly diagnosed with type 1. This was a 93-year-old woman. Her A1C was 12.9, but I didn't see in the write-up why they had a high clinical suspicion, as they said, of type 1. They checked her diabetes autoantibodies and confirmed the diagnosis. On recovery, she was discharged home on once-daily insulin with the aim to self-manage with support. I was only able to find a summary of this. Maybe we will learn more soon, but just another reminder that type 1 can be diagnosed at any age. And it is that time of year. Diabetes camp registration is opening up. Our local sleepaway camp announced they will start signups in February. Your camp may have already done so. Please check soon. A lot of these camps have strict limits. Those limits are met pretty quickly. Who knows, a couple of these camps haven't had camp in a couple of years because of COVID. In-person camps have been very much limited. Bottom line, check out camps for your kids. As you know, I'm a huge fan. Benny, my son, is not going this year to diabetes camp because he's been accepted by his regular non-diabetes camp as a CIT, and he will be gone for 8 weeks. We'll be talking about that as we get closer to the summer. And before I let you go, our long format episode this week is with Joanne Milo, diagnosed almost 60 years ago. She was told, like a lot of people with type 1, that she wouldn't live to see 40. Well, what happens now that this group is reaching 70, 80, or 90? Joanne is also a leader in Loop and Learn, and we talk about embracing that DIY tech. Next week, please join me. We are talking to Tandem about their newly announced 5-year plan leading to a tubeless patch pump. You can listen wherever you get your podcasts. And that is in the news for this week. If you like it, please share it. Thanks so much for joining me, and I'll see you back here soon.
Diabetes Connections is a production of Stacey Sims Media. All rights reserved, all wrongs avenged.